the purpose of air, the purposes of air, a purpose of air, the purpose of earth, the purposes of earth, a purpose of earth, the purpose of fire, the purposes of fire, a purpose of fire, the purpose of gem, the purposes of gem, a purpose of gem, the purpose of ice, the purposes of ice, a purpose of ice, the purpose of lightning, the purposes of lightning, a purpose of lightning, the purpose of metal, the purposes of metal, a purpose of metal, the purpose of thunder, the purposes of thunder, a purpose of thunder, the purpose of water, the purposes of water, a purpose of water, the purpose of wood, the purposes of wood, a purpose of wood, the purpose of light, the purposes of light, a purpose of light, the purpose of dark, the purposes of dark, a purpose of dark, the purpose of anointing, the purposes of anointing, a purpose of anointing, the purpose of unanointing, the purposes of unanointing, a purpose of unanointing, the purpose of blessing, the purposes of blessing, a purpose of blessing, the purpose of cursing, the purposes of cursing, a purpose of cursing, the purpose of predestiny, the purposes of predestiny, a purpose of predestiny, the purpose of destiny, the purposes of destiny, a purpose of destiny, the purpose of faith, the purposes of faith, a purpose of faith, the purpose of fear, the purposes of fear, a purpose of fear, the purpose of archangels, the purposes of archangels, a purpose of archangels, the purpose of archdemons, the purposes of archdemons, a purpose of archdemons,